Hello everyone. In this video, I'm running some more trials on this charcoal paper. Actually, it's only my second trial run. The first one I did was literally just to throw down to see if I like the texture of this paper. And I really liked it, so I thought, okay, I'm going to try this again and see if that was just a fluke. Using, well, I guess it's technically charcoal, but it's actually called black lead chalk by CRETACOLor. It's touted as the darkest black you can use in pastel work, and it is its own thing, so it's supposed to be, I guess, in its own category. So it's neither charcoal nor pastel, but pastel artists use it as their blackest black. And you know, for me, the darker the better. It's a little bit blunt because you can't really, or I guess shouldn't really sharpen it. It'll just kind of crumble and waste away if you try to do that. But it's 5mm lead, so it fits in this chalk holder. And it's a bit on the chunky side, but I just use it to get down my main stuff, my main marks. And then I go in with my usual charcoal pencils, Durwent and Royal and LANGNICKEL. I will list all my materials in the description. So this paper is really nice and it blends really well. It gets nice soft edges, similar to a really good watercolor paper that doesn't take much effort to blend. So those of you who do watercolor know what I mean. This paper is akin to that as far as with charcoal. It just really has a nice soft look to it, and it tends to also blend really well without getting powder everywhere. The powder just kind of sinks right into the paper. And I think that's what I really liked about it was very different from all of the pastel papers, aside from pastel matte. I mean, if you know, you know. Pastel matte is like the creme de la creme of surfaces for use with powder medium. But this is a really nice, affordable option, and I haven't used colored pencils on it. Obviously, this is my only second time using it, but I intend to put it through a test of different things to see different drawing mediums and how they behave on this paper. One of the things I was most curious about was the erasability. And if you guys are familiar with regular pastel paper, it's similar to like just nicer construction paper. It doesn't really, in my opinion, hold the pastel very well. Still makes kind of a mess, and that's what I was taught on. That's what most people, when you go to the art supply store and you see pastel paper, you think this is for my pastels. I would say it's probably better suited for achieving textured results with oil pastels, but I never really liked it. I didn't think it worked well, and I preferred sketchbook paper, regular drawing paper, to use my pastels over what's considered to be the regular standard pastel paper. This, however, changes everything, so I really I love it. I intend to continue using it for this type of medium, and I'm going to try out some pan pastels on it as well. I would think that those are going to work just as nice. So generally speaking, I think it's a great paper, and I'm probably going to really like using it a lot, because I think I've mentioned before that my favorite medium, or at least my first love, is charcoal and dry pastel, soft pastel chalks. But I don't do them a whole lot because they are messy. They don't really stick to my papers much as I'd like. So this really kind of leads me back to being able to use those again and explore those again, and I haven't used them in so long. So this just makes it a lot nicer and more enjoyable to use with those. So a little bit about this little drawing, I guess, as usual, when I'm testing out art supplies, I go in without a plan. And I don't know, she was having this like little comic booky kind of feel to her. So I decided to throw some like 80s futuristic inspired clothing on her. I don't know what I was thinking. I just was being impulsive. So yeah, don't be too mean in the comments. She's got some crazy clothes on, but yeah, I was just, trying out some little experimental elements. And I don't normally put clothes on my people in portraits, but I thought I would just, do some random ideas here. I know that I completely obliterated her nose because I zoomed in and I took pictures later when I was editing and stuff, and I realized, that's not acceptable. And that is something I struggle with a lot because pupils and nostrils are something that I really can't tell what's happening when I'm actually doing the drawing, especially if I'm filming, because I can't get in close. And I will tend to overwork those areas because I'm thinking that something's happening that's not. And yeah, less is more. That's my rule for noses, and I need to follow my own rule. But that really gives me an opportunity later. Yeah, you see here, I'm just like jacking it up, and it's just getting worse by the second. But I do fix it, so stick around to the end, and you will see me completely lift this entire area with a kneaded eraser. And that was a great opportunity to test that out. I was worried about being able to not really get back to the white of the paper, but to actually be able to get the marks light enough that I could go back over it. The first time I did a drawing in this paper and I was trying to erase, it just didn't seem to come off almost at all, but I think I was going really heavy-handed the first time. And in this one, I tended to kind of start out a little bit lighter before I used the brushes and blended. So it wasn't, I guess it just wasn't as heavy as the first one. But yeah, so I will leave you guys to enjoy the rest of the video. And let me know down in the comments if any of you have tried charcoal paper. If you're familiar with it, do you use charcoal at all? Or is one of the reasons you don't use it is because it's messy, and or you don't like the feeling of it or the texture of it against the dry paper, which usually with pastel paper, it's not a very fun sensory experience. This paper's a little different though. And I guess depending on the different types of pastels and charcoals you have, drier or less dry, they could be part of the issue combining the two materials. So yes, as I was saying, I will leave you to enjoy the rest of the video. Go ahead and leave me a like if you guys liked the video, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.